they were just like, they met her like yesterday, and they're like, hey, we're gonna celebrate you by hopping into this tub that's like full of this milky ass weird water.
Yeah, I mean,
good?
Yeah, granted, that tub did look fire though. It was
with they had the rose petals and
burning. They had the lavender incense going. That shit did look good. It looked like it was organic milk.
Yeah.
Non-GMO. You know how kids these days.
You can't. It's
no
hard to process
lactose
it.
or high fructose corn syrup.
It, you know? We got a trailer this week. If you're a nostalgic fanboy of 90s B movies, you're going to be a fan of this trailer.
I think that's disrespectful.
That's not disrespectful.
Great.
If The Craft wasn't a B movie, I don't know what the fuck is.
It was a B movie in production. The end product was an A.
No, it was B movie throughout because it wasn't really, people weren't fans of The Craft until like not way after, but after it had come out and been out for a while.
It's like wine, you don't want it. If they just made this shit and bottled it.
All right, I don't have any time for arraign-isms here.
This movie gets better with time.
It's like wine.
It gets better with time.
No, because even going back and watch, because I watched a bit of it when we were going to talk about the new trailer. I watched some of the old Craft, and it's just pretty campy. It's a pretty campy movie. I'm not gonna lie.
Fair enough.
And so let me give you guys the quick synopsis. We got a trailer this week for The Craft Legacy. This is about a group of. Okay, yeah, you confused me with your hands wheeling there. We got Addie in the back doing.
It's Orain not being in the shot.
There you go. Yeah. You got to work on that.
There we
go.
I usually see him in my peripheral.
Yeah. All I can see something waving in the back. So to give you guys a quick synopsis, we have a group of high school students form a coven of witches, and it's of course a sequel to the 1996 film The Craft. And so for those who don't know, The Craft, the original Craft was a 1996 film about basically the same thing. Just a group of like high schoolers who formed their own coven of witches. And it was interesting. It was one of those movies that it would play like on repeat on like either HBO or like Showtime or some shit like that. Right. And I watched it like, I can't tell you how many fucking times I watched this movie simply because it was just on all the fucking time.
You never go look for this movie. This movie finds you.
It was just there. Yeah, I guess they set it up that way, I guess. Yeah, they put a spell on the movie, yeah. So this is directed by Zoe Lister-Jones, who I'm actually a big fan of hers. I think she's done a lot of great things. I liked her all the way back on, I don't know if you ever remember the show. It's called Whitney. With Whitney Cummings.
Yes.
Yeah. I love that show. She was the I don't know if you watched the show or Whitney's show.
I've seen her
titled Whitney. Okay, she used to have the show called Whitney, and her best friend on the show was Zoe Lister-Jones, who was an actress, and then she kind of transitioned more into like directing role. But she was also in Lola Versus, which is a really great movie with Greta Gerwig. But this is her first movie that she directed was Band-Aid, which came out I think in 2017. I still haven't seen that movie, and I really do want to see it because I'm a fan of her. So she both starred in and directed the movie.
You really want to see it?
I do.
Then watch it tonight.
No, I'm gonna watch. What are we talking about?
Watch them both. Terminator Dark Fate.
I can't. That's a lot of time.
No, listen. Commit.
I can't do it.
Just do it. That's all you gotta do. If you really want to do it, just do it.
All right. You know what? You're right. I feel like listening. Like I just listened like Ray Lewis. Like we were talking about that before the podcast. Like Ray Lewis inspiring people to do shit. But yeah. Anyways, so Zoe Lister-Jones, big fan of hers. This film stars Michelle Monaghan, Kaylee Spaney, I believe that's pronounced. I don't know. David Duchovny, Gideon Adton, and is due out October 28th. So on my birthday, this movie is due out. And of course, right before Halloween. And so let's just kind of go through the trailer because this was an interesting trailer. So it's like basically like the classic like fish and Addie, if you can bump it all the way back to the start so we can kind of roll through it as it sort of goes along. But it's like the classic fish out of water sort of like tale, right?
Yeah.
That you have a high school student who's starting out like a new school, new situation, and she, she gets like, bullied a little bit, and she gets made fun of. And so one thing I noticed off the bat in this trailer, the brothers who, are the
bullies.
The they're the sons of the husband that her mom marries a dude. We can even see it at the beginning of the trailer here. But her mom marries a dude
who already has like
three sons.
Yeah.
The sons look way fucking creepier than the girls in the actual witches in the film look like. And I don't know if they designed it that way. I don't know if that's like maybe they formed like a warlock group or something, but they look way fucking. Look at them.
Okay, so here's the.
They just look creepy as shit.
Very true.
They look like they're fucking from what's it called? Twilight or whatever it's called. So that's the first thing I noticed in this trailer. So yeah, she goes to school, gets bullied. And then they had like a really nice Maya Angelou reference in this, where they referenced the or I guess it's short stories, or I forget exactly what it is, but I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings. And it kind of like encapsulate. I'm sure it's speaking to what the actual movie's about, like what eventually it's basically just
being the caged bird.
Exactly. Right? Yeah. And so, yeah, that I'm sure that gives away a little bit of plot of the movie. So what do you think if your friends invited you to hop into a tub, like of milky water? Would you be on board for that? They were just like, they met her like yesterday, and they're like, hey, we're going to celebrate you by hopping into this tub that's like full of this milky ass weird water. Sound good?
Yeah, granted, that tub did look fire though. It was
with they had the rose petals
burning. They had the lavender incense going. That shit did look good. It looked like it was organic milk. Non-GMO. You know how kids these days.
You can't. It's
no
hard
lactose
to process
or high fructose corn syrup.
It. It's hard to process in your stomach. Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
But no, I wouldn't do that. Long story short is no. So one thing I did notice about this trailer is, again, the story is very similar and consistent with the original Craft movie that I really like. This high school girl, new town, identifies with this new group of friends based off of their interest in like like witchcraft and whatnot. Right? Starts off as like just a thing that we're interested in, something that develops into something more serious. What I did really appreciate was the fact that they acknowledged the last film, particularly the actress I have her name right here, Fairuza Balk, who played Nancy Downs.
Yeah, they give her a nice shot out.
With the shot that we're seeing right here is the image of her. So,
who was in the first film?
Exactly.
She was probably the most memorable thing of the movie.
Absolutely, yeah. Like they're calling back to that. They're acknowledging the previous film, and I guess like she's supposed to be like a figure in the witchcraft community that like, I don't know. I guess they look up to.
What they were talking about in the trailer is basically she's just like what happens when like maybe it goes too far. Maybe you start going over and Star Wars reference to the dark side, and you can kind of see where they're going with that by like. Again, and we were talking about this before the podcast, is like, how do you handle bullies, right? Because that's essentially the thing that happened with the original Craft movies is that, they just they start going too far with it. And that's just like kind of a cliche thing of just like, okay, when you start bullying the bully, well, what is too far when, you start doing a lot of fucked up shit? Do you just become the bully yourself?
Yeah.
And so I'm sure that's where we're headed with this particular movie. And then they had a dope line. It's the line to end the trailer. I think the dad is like, watch out there. There's a lot of weirdos. And they're like, we are the weirdos, mister. And it's actually a direct throwback to the original film because that was a line
that they used from
the film where it's like the same way where she pulls down the glasses and like, we are the weirdos, mister. And it was good. It was good.
There's a lot of throwbacks, so I appreciate that.
Yeah. And so this is going to VOD, which is actually good to hear because I don't want to waste time. I'm not going to go to theaters to see this. I'll be honest with you.
Absolutely not.
I'm not risking life and limb for that. So this is another movie from Blumhouse. They're cranking them out, dude. Blumhouse is cranking them out. They're the ones behind the Halloween reboot. And a lot of these like scary ass movies you're seeing.
Yeah, I mean Blumhouse usually does this like genre of film.
Yeah.
I mean this is
heavy in the horror.
Their season. They've got like I think they got like 3 or 4 in the bag.
They got a lot of bullets in that chamber. I'll tell you. Weirdly enough, weird fact, they had a real life witch on set with them for this movie.
Oh, got to. I mean, of course, yeah.
That's kind of weird though.
Where did they find her, on like Fiverr or something like that?
Why is it always Fiverr? Why do you? Is
I
that
don't
where
know.
you find
Is that,
everybody?
have I told that joke before?
Yes, you did. You said
Where?
it last week. I don't know. I forget what you were talking about. You were
That's
talking
a good
about
joke.
Fiverr.
That's a good joke.
Yes, especially since you
keep-
recycle it.
I keep a list of my 5 top jokes I could always reuse.
Yeah. But yeah, they had a real life witch on set. She, and what's weird is like, so I was reading some of Zoe, what's her last name? Lister Jones, I believe. Lister Jones's comments on this, and she was like, "Yeah, we just, we wanted to like protect the vibe of the film, and we wanted it to be really authentic. But the witch, like she made it so that the spells that they were doing were actual spells, but that she was like making it so that they wouldn't be." And I was like, all right, it's some weird ass shit. I'm not gonna lie. Look, I can usually get with whatever.
Yeah.
This is some weird ass shit.
I like
I don't
that.
know.
It adds a little bit of authenticity to the film. What do they pay her? If you're a witch, do you like Venmo the witch?
No. We're in a capitalist system here. Like
Even witches
witch,
still
no witch,
live
it
under
doesn't
a
matter.
capitalistic economy.
You got to burn this money. Like it's not, this isn't, you're not going to pay me in fucking like
Gold, silver,
like fucking skulls or some shit.
potion.
No.
Yeah.
I want a direct deposit. If I don't see it by 3 p.m., I'm leaving set. I don't know what else
I don't know,
can
but
say.
I don't know how authentic the witch is. If I can't pay you in like goat's blood or something like that, then like, are you the real thing? Fucking bone marrow, is that?
I got rent to do. What do you mean? Like
You sell this goat's blood? Like, can't you? What? I'm sure goat's blood is worth something on Fiverr. You see how that joke worked?
I did.
It
You
worked
brought it
twice?
full circle. Yeah, you brought it back.
Got to.
So, and then another fact about this movie is that sort of like their sort of not newfound, but their inclusion of other people in this outside of just typical, white girls,
Yeah, they got the black girl in there. They got the black girl, the transgender looking one.
Well, it's weird that you brought that up because it actually is a transgender character. So it's actually
I didn't know that
a trans,
but now I do.
Yeah, she
which makes that joke even better.
So let me read it. Let me read in from this article here. So this film features a trans witch played by Zoe Luna, herself a trans woman. In the world of the craft, only women can use magic. So the film's trans inclusion comes across as an affirmation of the notion that trans women are indeed women. Which it's something I was kind of debating whether I should even talk about it because it's like, yeah, duh, like we should just like that's it, right? We shouldn't necessarily need to highlight it, but I don't know, for some reason I just thought it was worth talking about that. They and what's dope about this is that like I wish like this article wasn't written because it's like just
leave it.
Just leave it. You don't need
we don't need to talk
about
it. But if you're a witch, being trans is so much easier because you could probably just go back and forth.
Okay, I'm gonna cut you there. I'm gonna cut you off there. Let's jump to the next trailer.
No, okay. So easy though.
Let's avoid that immediately.
Dick on.
Nope.
Dick back.
Nope.
Dick on. Dick back. I mean, depending on what day you want.
Oh my god. All right. This has gone tremendously off the rails.
No, everyone's gonna love that joke. All the communities.
Yeah. All right.
The L's, the B's, the G's,
no,
the T's,
just
the
stop.
Q's.
Just stop while you're.
This is Chappelle's joke.
Yeah.
I'm just returning it.
You don't have Chappelle's clout. All right?
I do not.
And plus, he caught a lot of.
But he already took the heat, so I'm safe.
Okay. So, anyways, I'm looking forward to the Craft legacy. And fortunately, it comes out this month, and I wish I hadn't. Oh yeah, October 28th. Like I said, it comes out this month on VOD. I'm not gonna lie, I probably will check that out
for sure.
Just because I watched fucking Craft so many times that it's just it's a no brainer to check this out.
This movie's gonna find you, like I said. They're just gonna charge you for it.
Yeah,
it's
because
just gonna be on.
Yeah, there were a lot of spells cached in order to make sure that it needs to go or gets to where it's trying to go.